Hey friends, I want to make sure you're ready for this today. I am sporting the hair with no hat and some new glasses, and I'm loving that it's just taking me 5 minutes. It's just as easy as putting my hat on. It is still a little bit chilly though. I've got one more fall card to share with you before we say goodbye to fall. It seems like on Saturday it's supposed to turn to winter here in Minnesota, but I was inspired by a card I saw online and changed up the technique and a few things on it to make it my own, and I want to share that with you today. So let's get started. We'll pick the card apart a little bit. Here is the original again, and I did stamp the inside. This insert is 5 1/4 by 4, and then my Tangerine Tango is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So I just have that tiny border showing the early espresso card. And then my Very Vanilla is the same size as my inside, 5 1/4 by 4. And so what I did ahead of time was I went ahead and cut this circle out with one of the circle framelets, stamped these leaves background with the leaves that are in the perpetual birthday calendar. Let me just look so I can get that without. And I love those, all the different backgrounds that you get in this stamp set, plus this beautiful watercolors background. So it's a very useful stamp set. If you don't have that one yet, you might want to put that one on your list. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is how I did the leaf. And so I stamped on a 3 by 3 square, I stamped the tree trunk from Sheltering Tree, and I did it at a diagonal so that it would fit on there very well. And then I'm going to use my Big Shot. So I'm going to line up the tree trunk with the stem, or the trunk of the tree, and the leaves will get, or the rest of the leaf will get cut out. And we're going to pull it through the Big Shot, and this is what you get. So you have your leaf, and then the color that I did on my leaf is simply added with sponges. And I don't know if you've seen this little trick before, but these are great paper clips that, you know, used to hold bigger packs of paper, and I love that they make a little handle. And if you want a darker color around the edges, you hold your paper at a right angle to your stamp and run it along the edges. And I'm starting out with the lightest of the two colors that I used. I used Delightful Dijon, and then I can go back in and fill the middle in. And I can get it as dark as I want by just going and repeating and adding more color. And then I add some Tangerine Tango. I love using these clips. As much as I get ink on my fingers, this does at least save some of my fingers from getting completely inky. And you can do this however you want to. There's no right or wrong way. And the previous sample that I saw had taken the time to watercolor their leaf, and I just thought this was a much faster, easier, and more friendly way to do it, but you could do it either way that you prefer. Then I went ahead and used some dimensionals on the back of my stamped piece. As you can see, I'm still dealing with a little bit of chemo fingers, and so some of my fingernails don't work as good as they once did, but they work good enough. I'm just going to line that up there. And I also popped my leaf up with dimensionals. And we're going to have that at an angle like it's falling. And then the last thing we did was tied a little bit of linen thread into a bow, and rather than wrap it around, I love how quick the Tombow liquid glue sticks. And so I just had tied that a little bit before I started making my card, and that will stay on there. So there you go. Yes, this could turn into a thinking of you on your birthday, thinking of you because you're sad. It could really be a thinking of you for any occasion. So that's the card I have to share today. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving next week.